From the students of the Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good morning and happy Friday. I'm student meteorologist Pham here with your Campus Weather Service forecast. Beaver Stadium is currently under partly cloudy skies, and those conditions will change as we head later into this afternoon and into tonight, as snow is potentially in the forecast. Current conditions sitting around mid-20s, upper 20s, 28 degrees. Feels like 17 because of that west-northwest wind really cranking at 15 miles per hour, and those gusts are much higher than that, closer to about 20. Area-wide, we see similar conditions, but in the higher elevations, notice our feels like temperature 15 degrees here in Johnstown, once again because of a stronger wind as you go up in elevation. In the southeastern regions, we're seeing very similar conditions. Temperatures are around 34 degrees, 37 degrees here in Philadelphia because of their lower elevation. So elevation is really playing a role here in our temperatures, and especially our feels like as you go higher up, you get higher wind, and thus it feeling colder. Now, our current wind speed right now, again, pretty uniform across most of the area, except for our eastern zones, where there are some pockets of wind gusts up to about 30 miles per hour. And this will be kind of the case throughout this weekend, but as we head later into the day, those winds will relax just a little bit before the snow comes in tonight. Now, our temperature change from 24 hours ago is actually quite much higher than what it was yesterday. Yesterday, we had really efficient radiational cooling, which allows the surface to really cool off really, really fast. So yesterday, our low temperatures were in the teens here locally in State College, but this morning we're sitting once again in the 20s because of that wind. The wind does not allow for the surface to really cool off efficiently. So that's why we have quite a much warmer start to the day today. Now, our radar and satellite is depicting a few snow showers that are lingering throughout most of the area, but those are mainly dissipating as you head down slope of the Ridge and Valley region. These will continue to diminish and eventually lead us to mostly sunny conditions as we head into this afternoon. But once again, those high clouds and eventually low clouds will start to move in as we head later into this evening. The system we're watching here is in the Midwest, currently bringing quite a bit of large swath of light snow, but again, this system will slightly strengthen and eventually move into our area, most prominently affecting the Washington, D.C. region, where the lift and especially enhanced precipitation will lead to potentially greater snowfall totals, especially south of our area. Winter weather alerts, currently winter weather advisories just south of Center County and basically south of I-80. Winter storm watches even further south for places like Liberty and Whitetail, where they might see up to 4 to 6 inches of snow if everything comes together. Here, I do think that our snowfall totals won't really amount to much, but it will be high ratio, so we could see up to 2 or 3 inches, as they'll depict just a bit later. Now, for our forecast conditions today, sunny conditions once again, but those clouds, look at this, will move in by this afternoon, and the snow will start around 9 o'clock. The snow's not going to last very long, but because it will be high ratio, the snow will be pretty fluffy in nature. Snow begins to move out, and we're left with these scattered snow showers, especially along the Allegheny Front and Laurel Highlands. And as we go through with time through tomorrow afternoon, those snow showers will become more prominent in nature and more cellular-like. So it will be pretty hit or miss, but those could be heavy at times as we get the sun to really heat up the surface. And by the time we head into later tomorrow night, conditions will be much colder with that northwest wind, bringing in much colder air from Canada. Temperatures here in the mid-teens, so will be quite cold. Now, the European snowfall forecast is depicting around 3 inches for our area. Johnstown sitting around 5 inches, but I do think that the higher on the ridge tops, you might see closer to 6 or maybe even 8 inches because of the upslope flow, which essentially squeezes out all the moisture available in the atmosphere. You can get a lot of snowfall along those ridge tops. A little bit more amounts here further south, where you can get up to 4, maybe even 5 inches, especially in the best banding. Further northeast you go, well, a little bit less because the storm track is pretty far south. Now, our wind gusts here, once again, I was just talking about how our wind gusts would relax as we head through this afternoon and into tonight. But watch this, as the low pressure system departs, you get a really strong northwest flow, bringing in a lot of much higher wind gusts. 32 mile per hour wind gusts in Johnstown by tomorrow evening, but I do think that those wind gusts could be closer to about 40 or maybe even 50 miles per hour, especially in the higher ridge tops. Here locally, around 25 miles per hour. And it will be a pretty similar story as you head later into this weekend, with winds potentially increasing in strength as we head into Sunday. But by Monday, I do think those winds will relax again, leaving us with slightly breezy conditions, but not too cold as we start the work week. Today's forecast, 37 degrees, once again, increasing clouds. So the sun will really help us heat the surface, but those clouds will begin to move in pretty quickly as we head into later this afternoon. Northwest wind still cranking around 10 to 15 miles per hour, but will relax as we head later into tonight. Tonight we do have the snow moving in. Low temperature 26. This is important for our high ratio snow, as that can really allow the snow to really pile up with it being really fluffy in nature. And by tomorrow, we do see a few lingering snow showers, with the snow showers being cellular in nature, being really hit or miss. Once again, those winds really cranking even higher than today, around 15 to 20 miles per hour, perhaps gusting to 30. And for your 7-day forecast, notice here we're pretty much dry for this week after we hit the system by this weekend. The next storm chance will be around Thursday, but look at these temperatures. Mid to upper 40s, potentially even hitting 50 by next week. But tomorrow's forecast, or not tomorrow's forecast, next week's forecast is pretty far out, but we will be seeing a much warming trend. I'm student meteorologist Brendan Pham. Have a great Friday.